Assalamu alaikum and a very good day to everyone. We are from Group 11 for Philosophy and Current Issues. We are explaining on the topic fallacy. So our team members are Muhammad Danish Mikael, Muhammad Saif Fatahillah, Muhammad Zamuddin, Muhammad Najwan, Muhammad Firdaus, and one Muhammad Adib Irfan. So let's begin by understanding fallacies. So what are fallacies? Fallacies are common errors in reasoning that will undermine the logic of your argument. Fallacies can be either illegitimate arguments or irrelevant points and are often identified because they lack evidence that supports their claim. So there are two types of fallacies, which is formal fallacies, which means a formal fallacy that occurs when the logical form or structure of the argument is flawed, meaning that even if the premises are true, the conclusion does not necessarily follow from them. This type of error is identifiable purely by examining the form of the argument without needing to understand the specific content or meaning of the terms involved. While informal fallacies means involving errors in reasoning that are not solely dependent on the structure of the argument, and they often rely on the content, context, or language used to persuade or mislead the audience. Informal fallacies can also be more subjective and context dependent.
Let's talk about two common formal fallacies: affirming the consequent and denying the antecedent. First, affirming the consequent. This fallacy assumes that if the outcome is true, then the cause must also be true. In a logical form, if A then B, B is true, therefore A must be true. For example, if it rains, the floor gets wet. The floor is wet, so it must have rained. But this is a flawed reasoning. The floor could be wet for other reasons: a broken pipe, someone spilled water, or even animal peed on it. So just because the floor is wet doesn't mean it rained. Now the second one, denying the antecedent. This happens when someone thinks that if the first part of conditional isn't true, then the second part must also be false. In a logical form, if A then B, A is false, therefore B is false. For example, if I am big, I will get more food. I am not big, so I won't get more food. This is a faulty logic. Not being big doesn't mean there is no chance. The snake could still succeed by being clever or improving its hunting skill.
Let's talk about the formal fallacy affirming a disjunct. This fallacy happens when you have an either-or statement come from one part and then wrongly assume the other part must be false. For example, A or B, A is true, therefore B is false. But wait, both A and B could be true. Our clownfish friend illustrates this perfectly, telling the seahorse, "You are laying eggs, so you are not a male." But the wise seahorse knows better. "The world of seahorse will definitely surprise you," says seahorse. That because in seahorse, the male is the one who carries the egg. The clownfish logic was flawed. This highlights how affirming a disjunct can lead to incorrect conclusion. Always remember, truth can be more complex than it first seems. Next, let's quickly understand the formal fallacy, must-mean fallacy. This fallacy occurs when you assume that if two descriptions refer to the same thing, knowing one means knowing the other. Just because A equals B and you know A doesn't mean you automatically know B. Consider this. Azim is Azir01, an esport gamer. Danny knows Azim, so Danny must know Azim is Azir01. This is where the fallacy bites. Danny might know Azim as a friend, but have no idea.
In this short voiceover, I'll explain two common fallacies, one formal and one informal. Let's start with the formal fallacy, which is denying a conjunct. This happens when someone argues not both A and B, then says not A, and conclude therefore B. It might sound logical, but it actually incorrect. Like example, not both A and B is like, not both Sarah will attend the meeting and the project will be submitted on time. Then says not A, which is Sarah won't attend the meeting, and concludes therefore B, which is therefore the project will be submitted on time. That conclusion doesn't follow. Just because Sarah won't attend doesn't guarantee the project will be on time. The fallacy here is assuming one part must be true because the other is false. Now, let's move to the informal fallacy, which is straw man. So this happens when someone mispresents another person's argument to make it easier to attack. Like example, we should have stricter rules on industrial pollution. Someone replies, "Oh, so you just want to shut down all factories?" That's not what was said. It's an exaggerated version, and by attacking that fake version, the real argument gets ignored. So remember, always respond to the real argument and check your logic carefully. Don't fall for these fallacies. Thank you.
My name is Fidaus. I want to talk about two informal fallacy, which is two wrong make right and bandwagon argument. Two wrong make right is fallacy that a wrong act is justified if another wrong act was committed. Example is, Anna said I should probably freeze the whole kingdom and run away. I mean, Elsa did it though. Elsa said, "No sis, I have magic and I was afraid." Which is wrong plus wrong not make right. Example, Elsa froze the kingdom, so I can too. No different situation don't justify bad action. Next slide, the bandwagon argument. This fallacy assumes that something must be true or right simply because many people believe or do it. The Latin term of this is argumentum ad populum, meaning appeal to the people. Once Panda said, "Everyone sleep throughout the whole day, so I should too." That friend said, "That's pretty unhealthy, bro." This explains everyone doing it not good idea. Example, all sleep all day, but that is still unhealthy. Popular not make it correct.
Hello everyone, my name is Azamuddin, and today I'll be talking about one of most common informal fallacies, an ad hominem fallacy known as personal attack. An ad hominem fallacy occurs when someone attacks the person making an argument instead of addressing the actual argument itself. It's a distraction technique rather than dealing with the point. The speaker attacks the opponent's character's motive or background. It's also an argument is dismissed or rejected based on the character belief or actions of that person presenting the argument rather than addressing the argument itself. It essentially attacks the person making a claim instead of claims validity. One of the most Next, I will talking about appeal to pity fallacy. This fallacy happens when someone tries to win an argument by making the audience feel sorry to them, rather than presenting logical reasons. It plays an emotional, especially sympathy, instead of facts or reasoning. It also occurs when someone attempts to persuade the others by provoking feelings of guilt or pity. Instead of presenting factual information and evidence to support an argument, one may try to play on people's feelings.